Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pajama Joe here with another fragrance review. Today I decided to review a fragrance that I had just briefly shown in one of my previous reviews, but I didn't actually review it, so I decided to review this one today, and it is called Neroli Portofino Forte. This is the 100 milliliter bottle, or the 3.4 fluid ounce. But this is, look at that nice gold box and that wonderful gold shield. Just gonna briefly discuss what I think about this fragrance. It came out in 2016. It is classified as a citrus white floral. I was not able to find out who the perfumer of this fragrance was, but I did find out that the parent company is called Estee Lauder. This is the bottle. It's a beautiful bluish, greenish, sort of teal turquoise colored bottle with a very nice gold plate on the front. The top notes of this are neroli, bergamot, and blood orange. The heart notes are lavender, basil, and galbanum, and orange blossom. And the base notes are leather, woods, and musks. Now, this particular fragrance is special in a specific kind of way, and I'll get in that in just a second. But I just want to say that this fragrance is sort of in that category where it might be a love or hate kind of thing. It's either you're going to really, really like it, or it is not going to be your thing at all. I think that they come out with the original Neroli Portofino and had a lot of, or at least a majority of issues with the lasting power and performance of this, so that they came out with this particular um, concoction. Now, what is special about this fragrance is that I would say that a lot of aquatic type fragrances, they're really light, fresh. They're only the lasting power is probably just like a couple of hours, and then you have to reapply again. Whereas this one has no problems in that area, and that's what's special about this is that it doesn't have the performance issues that a lot of aquatics have. They definitely step their game up in coming out with a aquatic that is going to be basically with the same amount of strength and performance as a gourmand or a oud. It has that kind of power, but with an aquatic formulation. And that's what I think is very unique about this fragrance. The the performance that you might get out of this upon maybe two sprays could be 7 or 8 hours with just two sprays, maybe longer. I would say this one you definitely do not want to over apply. Like that might be the only issue that you might find to have with this is an over apply. I just love the look of this bottle. On the top it says Tom Ford on that gold plate. This is a fantastic, I love this color. The color of this bottle is so nice. On the top, you probably might be a little bit thrown back of the citruses that go along with the top of this fragrance. Like the citruses, they might be just like a little bit too much for your sense of smell. Like it gives off a sort of tingling, um, almost like a sour top, because of the citruses that they use in this. But being a neroli based fragrance, I can see why that that happens, because it's not. I would say that they might have done a little bit. Um, it might have been just a little bit more pleasing to the senses for me if they had used maybe something a little less sour than two citrus notes with this. But I really can't complain with what happens when the top dries down and the heart comes out, because when the heart comes out of this, it is so nice. And the top's not really necessarily something that you want to be concerned with about too much, because it only lasts like the top of any fragrance is just what you smell when the target point of where you spray it is wet. And depending on the weather that you're at, it can go from top to heart really fast, or just like maybe 5 or 10 minutes is the longest that you're gonna have to wait for a top to turn into a heart of any fragrance, I think, because the top is just what it smells like before it dries. So I'm not really too concerned about the top notes of any fragrances are. I'm mainly concerned on what is going to be sticking with me throughout the day of me wearing it. So there you go. But the top just is just a tad bit sour with those citruses. But it's when the neroli comes out that the really beauty of this fragrance is it morphs into something so sweet. It's so good. It's almost like a gourmand in my opinion, but like something that I would definitely want to consume, like candy. I would say that the scent of this is kind of like candy, I would say. Um, Now, the performance that you might be able to get from this, it all depends on how you apply and the distancing of where you apply it on yourself, because you do not want to over apply this. I would say no. Definitely not. Definitely not. Well, that is my opinion and view of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino Forte. Very fine fragrance, very nice. If it, I find it a whole lot of fun to review fragrances in general, but it's kind of hard to keep um, like a fluid train of thought, because you're reviewing something that you enjoy doing, like a fragrance, like a sense of smell or something like that. It kind of messes with your mind slightly, where it's like you want to have a positive and fluid train of thought, but the pleasure that you get when you smell a fragrance, if you're a fragrance enthusiast, it doesn't make it easy. Because you enjoy the smell of that fragrance so much that that's the only thing that your mind can go to. I think that it makes it difficult to say or it makes it easy to get a your mind sidetracked. But I'm doing my best to try to make these as good as I can. That's Neroli Portofino Forte. Thank you for watching my video, everybody. Have a nice day.